Yo, this is Jay from Straight Smoke Gaming. In today's video, we're bringing you an off-season Madden video. In this video, we're going to talk about some of the top free agents. I went ahead and I used CBS's one of their articles about, and I'm basically just taking the top 10 guys, and I'm telling you where I think they should go and why. So yeah, pretty good video here. I plan on making a part 2 as you get closer to the off-season signing stage where you can sign players, because players will get cut. So let's go and get right into it. Starting out number 10, you got Jason Kelce. Jason Kelce's former Philadelphia Eagle, and I think he will stay with the Eagles. He is older, so I do think he will stick around with that team. Normally, older guys don't like hopping around in their ending stages of their career unless they're trying to ring chase. Kelce already has the ring, and they went to the Super Bowl last year. They did not win, though. So I do honestly see him taking a pay cut to try to keep together that roster as much as possible. But the Eagles are going to be in for a rude awakening because they do have a lot of key free agents and not a lot of money to sign people. So like I was saying, I see Kelce taking a pay cut to stay with the Eagles, stay with that offense. He could mentor the new guys that come in, although he could also retire. That is an option too. But on to number 9 here, we got Daniel Jones. And, Daniel Jones, he's asking for an absurd amount of money, so I would not be surprised if he tests the free agent market. And once he gets there, he will see that there's no team willing to offer him what he wants. Honestly, his best bet is to stay with the Giants, and that is what I think he will do. This is the best season he's had with Brian Dable. Best season he's had so far, so it just makes sense. Why would you go leave them when you just had your best season? Do it another year, do it a second year, then you can justify a little bit more money. $45 million, he's nowhere near Mahomes' level. I never justify that much, but I do not think another team will offer more than what the Giants have, mainly just because I don't think the Giants have a plan right now. They made playoffs, they don't have a high pick, so they really can't. They can't let him walk. There's no replacement unless they get Jimmy G. And honestly, at that point, is Jimmy G really that much better than Daniel Jones? There's not as much room for improvement. Daniel Jones is still a young quarterback. He's still learning. He finally has a good coach. Who knows? I think he's got to stay with the Giants. Number 8, Javon Taylor, coming from the Jacksonville Jaguars. They did make the playoffs, but I see the Raiders going out and getting him. The Raiders have a lot of money. The offensive line is horrible. It sucks, So why not go get this? This guy does play right tackle. That is one of their positions they need because they have Colton Miller on the left. Go get another good guy on that edge because, the interior linemen, there's a couple good ones. There's not many, though. So I think your best bet is going to go get that, go get him on the other tackle and then draft a lineman through the draft. Build that interior line through the draft. If you're getting rid of Carr, you want to get a good line to help protect that young quarterback, rookie quarterback, whatever the replacement is. You want to be able to have him have a line as he's learning that new playbook. It just makes sense. They do have the money to get it after cutting Carr, so I do think this makes sense. I have him going to the Las Vegas Raiders. Number 7, we got Orlando Brown. I got him going to the Bears. I mean, you don't really need much of an argument here. This guy, he's a veteran guy, but he is also a young side. He's not a typical veteran. He's won rings. He knows what it's like to win. He's a former Chief. And the Bears, they just suck. Outside of Justin Fields and a couple players on that defense, they don't have anything. So why not get this lineman? He's one of the better linemen in free agency. Bring him in, help your offensive line. He can teach that young team what it's like to win. He knows from the best. I know for sure he has at least one. He might have been there when the Chiefs won another time. So 1 to 2 rings. This guy knows what it's like. And the Bears, they have the money to give him that, whatever he wants, really. I mean, I don't know if I would. I don't know if he's that good. But that's what I'm doing. I'm bringing this guy in. You need to. You need him. Your line sucks. Give Fields protection because that's the biggest thing. Fields doesn't have protection. Get him protection. Number 6, Marcus Davenport. Got him going to the Atlanta Falcons. Former Saint. The Saints do not have a lot of money. Right now they are negative. Other than restructuring some contracts, they're making a big push for Carr. This guy, he's not resigning there. They do not want him. They have their bigger plan set on Carr, and I have him going to the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons were honestly a sneaky team. That offense was sneaky good in my opinion, and Desmond Ridder, I think he could be the answer. He looked good in his final game. The only issue I have is that defense was rough. Outside of A.J. Terrell and maybe a couple other guys, that defense sucks. So bring this guy in, get your D-line set up to be good, and then you can keep sprinkling in a couple little more guys. People are talking about them taking a quarterback. No, they're not in the market for a quarterback. Give Ritter a shot. This should be the main guy they are eyeing up. Get that defense help, because your offense, you can win with that offense. They won a surprising amount of games. Their running backs, their running game was crazy for what they had. I mean, I really don't know why they would get a quarterback. Number 5, you got Saquon Barkley, former Giant. I got him going to the Chicago Bears, mainly because the Bears got money. They're losing David Montgomery. Bring in a veteran running back who's good. He's a good pass catcher, a good running back. So you're going to get Fields' help. And on top of that, if I'm the Giants, I really don't know if I can justify paying him what he is asking for with the amount of injuries he has dealt with in his career. We don't know if he's going to have a short career. We don't know. I mean, I think the best move for him here, get a change of scenery, with Justin Fields. He would be the star on that offense. He would be similar to what the Giants, they're going to use him a lot, so that's what he wants, obviously. But they could give more money. They got more money to give, and if I'm the Giants, I really can't justify paying that much, especially with Brian Dable. Brian Dable has never really had a good running back. Look at the Bills, Devin Singletary. They used a bunch of different ones. It doesn't make sense for the Bills or for the Giants to keep him. Number 4, we got Daron Payne going to the Texans. This is one of my favorite moves. Former Washington Commander, and it just makes sense. The Commanders, they already have their guy in Jonathan Allen, so let this guy walk. Texans, go out and get him. Your defense was rough. Outside of the secondary, Derek Stingley looked good, and Jalen Petrie looked good. Your defense was rough. Bring this guy onto the defensive line. You're not going to, realistically, those 2 picks, you got to use them on offense in the first round. So you're not going to be getting one of those top guys. So you bring him in as a replacement. They got the money. The new defensive-minded head coach, he's going to want a big name, and this is the guy you can get. He's young, too. He's not even old. So you're going to get a young guy long-term with a defensive-minded head coach. And if you look at the 49ers, where DeMeco Ryans came from, they emphasize D-line. They used how many first-round picks on D-linemen. This makes perfect sense for him to go there. I think he will fit in well there, too. So I want to see Daron Payne to the Texans. Number 3, we got Javon Hargreaves going to the Chicago Bears. Reason being, Philadelphia Eagles don't got money to pay him, like I was saying with Jason Kelce. And he, from what I've heard, he does not want a pay cut. He wants $20 million a year. And, I mean, he's good. It's kind of hard to not justify that. And the Bears got the money to pay him. Similar to what I was saying with the Texans, that defense was bad outside of a few guys in the secondary. So get this guy. He's a veteran guy. He can teach those young guys what it's like to be an NFL player, what it's like to win. He did just go to the Super Bowl. He knows a thing or two. So I think this is a good move for the Bears. You bring him in. They're going to be trading back, so they're probably going to end up using their pick on either a wide receiver or I would go defense. That's what I personally do, so it just makes sense. Number 2, Derek Carr from the Las Vegas Raiders. I got him going to the Jets. I mean, really, I like this move. You get a veteran quarterback, a good quarterback too, who's had a rough years in the NFL. He hasn't had coaching. He hasn't had a team around him. When you go to the Jets, you got good coach, good defense. You got a good wide receiver, a good run game, a young offensive line. It just makes sense. I think Derek Carr could thrive in this offense. I think the Jets need to go out and get him. On top of that, you also got Zach Wilson, who's going to sit behind a veteran quarterback who knows what it's like to be in the NFL, and he can teach him. So I really like this move for the Jets. I really like this move for Derek Carr. I think it makes perfect sense for him to go there, so I got Derek Carr going to the Jets. Number 1, it's Lamar Jackson. He's got to stay. He's got to stay at the Ravens. The Ravens have no answer without him. All their quarterbacks, including Lamar, are free agents this year. Tyler Huntley has not did anything. He did do good that one year that Lamar was hurt, but, I mean, he had the opportunities this year too, and he did nothing. He played horrible. They lost games because of him. They lost in the playoffs because of him. I do not know how you do not pay Lamar. Lamar took you to the playoffs one year. He won the MVP. This guy is built for your offense. They can't get Anthony Richardson without trading up really high to get him, and that's going to cost a lot. They are not in the position to do that. I really do not know what they will do. I think you just got to bite the bullet, pay this man, or franchise tag him and see if his market value goes down at all next year. So that's about all we got in this video. That's where I think players go. That's where I think the most sense makes. Go ahead and comment down below what you think, where you think players will go. We like seeing that stuff. Like I was saying, I do want to make a part 2 as people get cut. We can get more players, more different players in here. So if you enjoy, please don't like and sub for more Madden, GTA, and Red Dead content, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.